Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Weekly debrief, accelerated retirement, attention to brief. Good stuff going on, man. What a great day yesterday. We had trading the hell out of Amazon. How many of you bought those Amazon calls when I did? Literally almost at the bottom, and then rode them, although I traded in and out of them for about 10 grand or whatever. If you held those calls into the close, you made $18,000 yesterday. One trade. There was your lifetime membership in 5 Amazon calls. But we'll talk about all that stuff. What a great day. Amazon, Tesla, I sold some upside calls against my Tesla just to bring in a little bit of coin. Been doing that all week. Still, we're going to talk about some psychedelic stuff today. This is how the universe works, man. Take a look at this. I haven't seen this. I haven't worn this T-shirt since Mexico, since I did the medicine. Doc Martin gave it to us. And look at so Ponch posted this morning. We're going to talk about this. Look at this. Ponch posted, but the pharmaceutical startup now working with NIDA, National Institute. Well, we'll talk about all this in a little bit. Here's what I'm getting at. Has made it their mission to create a chemical clone of Ibogaine. We're going to talk about what they're doing here in a couple minutes, but I'm not kidding you, dude. So Ponch posted that this morning, and I went in to go meditate this morning. I got my Ibogaine shirt on. That's actually the chemical compound of that. I've worn this since May, and then Ponch is all over the Ibogaine story today. So we're gonna talk about all this stuff, especially that we're in AR, because as I spoke last week, the only place I'm bullish out into the future is in the plant medicine space, the psychedelic space. Again, I'm still, it's funny because again, this is my construct, right? I still, even though I'm a dude doing a documentary with some heroes and I'm still a guy who kind of bristles a little bit at the term psychedelic, right? Because that's the way I was raised. It's the way I was raised. Nancy Reagan, war on drugs, just say no, and then the military and all sorts of shit, man. So maybe it's my construct, and maybe that's our mission objective as part of this project is to change that, the term psychedelic from a bad word or just a word with a negative connotation into a good word, a good word. So I'm trying to thread the needle with my terminology, right? Alternative medicine, plant-based medicine. Even using the term plant-based medicine makes me look at you like you're wearing Birkenstocks and you're hugging a General Sherman, in Kings Canyon National Forest. But that's me, right? So I have to change. We're going to change the world. We're going to save lives, and we're going to change the world. I guarantee you. This is going to succeed, or I'm going to die trying. We're all going to die. But anyway, we'll talk about all that stuff shortly. I have some long calls under the trigger for Amazon because I knew this was going to happen too, that we would give some of this back. So I sold some short calls out to tomorrow that are already making money. $800 between now and tomorrow. If Amazon stays under, what did I sell? The 3450s. I sold the 3450s yesterday. That's 17 grand tomorrow. I'm making in a couple days here, so not too shabby. One of the worst things I've seen in a while yesterday. We'll debrief the Fed. We nailed the Fed, didn't we? But you can't. This is why our country is in a horrific position. The woman is Nancy Pelosi. She's just awful. I'm sorry, even wearing my Ibogaine shirt. She's got a soul in there, and her soul is good, and we're all going to be together, or we are right now. It's just all these layers, but the woman is just awful. Her bag of bones is just awful. From the smash and grabs in San Francisco, you see her rambling press conference the other day. I don't know where this lawlessness comes from. You. Isn't it awful when people are that tone deaf, or they're just narcissist sociopaths? I have a video of you robbing the bank. That's not me. It's you on this video robbing the bank. I think that's you. Oh my God, it might be me. Narcissist sociopaths make you crazy. You end up apologizing, right? I've been there. 5-year relationship. My point being is this: from the smash and grabs, and her city's literally a toilet. The lady's escaping to up the road from me. When you turn your state into a shithole, you move to Florida. No vaccine mandates, no masks. The rest of the country's starting to lock down again. We're done. Never again in Florida. I might bail out of these short calls just in case. This is a run right here. I'm going to keep an eye on this. But anyway, yeah, did you see that, Eric, the other day? The mayor of San Francisco is like, I'm sick of all this bullshit. You mean the lady who goes out clubbing and weddings and everything like that and doesn't wear a mask, and even though her whole town's got this massive mask mandate? Yeah, that lady. But Nancy Pelosi yesterday, from the smash and grabs, like, I don't know where it's coming from, like the prosecutors that are appointed by George Soros, essentially, and you saying defund the police and everything like that. You don't know where the lawlessness comes from. Look in the fucking mirror, lady. Anyway, here's what this rant is about, folks, is this. Yesterday, did you see this? Pelosi defends stock trading by lawmakers and their spouses. We are a free market economy. The woman who tears down and destroys capitalism because of this and that and it's evil and everything, yesterday says, screw you, we're allowed to insider trade. Did anybody see this? You can't even make this up. We're a free market economy. They should be able to participate in that. Whose venture capitalist husband holds tens of $millions worth of stocks and up? Folks, there is on Twitter, everybody, if you have a Twitter account, please go follow me right now. We're rebuilding. I'm on like my 5th Twitter account, man. I have to keep rotating email addresses because Twitter keeps shutting me down for telling the truth, right? Did you see yesterday that there's my Twitter handle in the chat box? Did you see yesterday that they're like, anybody who posts that Joe Rogan interview with that doctor who's telling the truth gets blocked and deleted and everything like that? Isn't this awesome? Thank God I'm out of my Twitter stock. So you just can't make this up. But over here on Twitter, yeah, that's I just put the link in the chat box. Nancy Pelosi. I follow this. Here it is. Look at this. You have to follow this. The Nancy Pelosi portfolio tracker. Oh my God, they got unbelievable. The Nancy Pelosi portfolio tracker. Look at this, folks. Unbelievable. 217,000 followers. Are you shitting me? Or no, I'm not shocked. This Nancy Pelosi portfolio tracker tracked all of her husband's stock trades, and it's the best performing hedge fund in like the past 20 years. Oh my God. We just did this live. I have it on my card. Like, show them the Nancy. It's awesome. This was the best thread. It tracked everything her husband was trading. I can't believe this, man. I can believe this. These fucking brown shirts, man. Yeah, this is another good one. Capital, what's trading on Capitol Hill? Welcome to Capital Trades, the best way to follow politicians' trades. But this one was great because, it had their commentary. Yeah, I'll give you the link to this. That's a good hookup. So you just saw this live, guys. And Twitter yesterday suspended the Maxwell trial tracker. 526,000, 500,000 followers. There's your tolerant left. Remember when like liberals and the ACLU and all these people were like free speech and this and it's absolute, and these are the first people to shut it down. Hey, thanks, Arthur. Arthur just followed me. Arthur's a TGO member. I can't believe this, guys. I can believe this. Look at this. 2021 Nancy Pelosi, Trader of the Year. I can't. The Nancy Pelosi portfolio tracker page did an amazing job at shining light on her corrupt dealings with her uncanny return rate on her investments. That couldn't have been done without insider trading. The fact that she bought Tesla right before the Congress announced all this EV shit for Tesla. It was unbelievable, folks. Look, fuck, I can't. Ban insider trading. No. Ban Twitter accounts exposing insider trading. Suspended. Wow. I can't. This good meditation this morning. Namaste, Wiz. This is awful. AOC, December 7th. It is absolutely ludicrous that members of Congress can hold and trade individual stock in office. Oh, okay. Hey, AOC, can you get Twitter to bring back? Oh, my God, man. I can't. This makes me furious, guys. I mean, these people they're awful. Why would Twitter, the day after this and this national outrage, people were like, folks, at Peak Six Investments, you couldn't trade. You could trade, and guess how you had to trade? You had to fill out this form. It had to go to the compliance officer. It had to go to the partner in charge of the firm. I mean, you can't even trade when you're like working at investment firms, right? Because they want you, and you could know stuff. So some poor little kid working somewhere isn't allowed to trade, and here's Congress just insider trading, baby. Yeah, she's worth what, 100? She at the place she just bought up the street is like 26 million bucks. Her husband got some like contract on the island of Guam for some like fishery thing with his VC firm. It's just disgusting, guys. You can't. I mean, I posted that on Twitter yesterday. I'm like, I might just run for Congress. I'm going to be a Congress, and my platform will be, I'm not going to insider trade. I'm going to outsider trade. I'm going to tell all of my TGO members, how about that? You guys know what I did in the COVID crash. I didn't keep all the shit I was hearing private. I told all of you, senators, congressmen, Trump initially, hid it all from you. Everything's great. Sell. Tell everybody you know to sell. I can't. Oh, don't. Well, yeah, DeSantis runs for president. Yeah, I'll run for governor of Florida. I'd love to be governor of Florida. I'd jump in my L-39 and fly around the state all day. Meet people, do lunches, take people dogfighting. Lori, run for office, Wiz. Or don't. They will kill you. I have no doubt. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get airborne. That really upsets me because I was going to sit here and show you the Twitter feed of the Nancy Pelosi portfolio tracker, and it was perfect. I'm not kidding you, man. I started tracking shit. They had it. They had every breakdown by hedge funds. They have all the performance charts. The Nancy portfolio tracker blows away any hedge fund for the past 20 years. The last metrics I saw, it beats Citadel. It beats SAC Capital. This was a thing, guys. This was a thing. There were firms. I mean, listen to me. People on Wall Street have zero shame. You think Ken Griffin or Stevie Cohen has any shame about following Robinhood trades right now? It's about money. They don't give a shit how they make it. They want it. The unwashed masses are doing this. Well, we're not going to do that because we're not unwashed masses. What are you, stupid? That's exactly, it's making money. Do it. Do a lot of it. So this is funny, folks. It's not funny, but there you go. Live today, you just saw fascism in action out of Twitter. What rules of service did they violate? Can you post the link of her Twitter feed for Pelosi? Sure. Her Twitter feed, I don't even want to search it, folks, because now she'll keep showing up. She's just an awful person, man. The Pope called me a good Catholic. Well, the Pope's not a good Catholic, so there you go. So that's kind of, well, it is what it is. He helps hide pedophiles and all sorts of shit. So, yeah, being called a good Catholic by a dude who's not a good Catholic is, it's not a compliment, Nancy. But she probably drank all the wine when she got her communion. Here we go. 67% of you were right yesterday, weren't you? I said what, 80, 10, 10. I said there's a 10% probability he comes out and goes bad. Like, yeah, I know I said this 2 weeks ago, but it's really on fire and we need to get out of here. He didn't. Then 10% I said he comes out and goes dovish. I know what I said a week and a half ago, but Omicron, booga, 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 everybody's scary. He didn't. 80% I said it's expected, he won't shock, and we'll rip higher. We nailed it. You guys nailed it. I did a poll. I wanted to see what you were thinking. So I was like 80, 10, 10. So it was pretty damn good. Yeah, I'm watching it. I'm watching them. Trust me, I'm always watching you, Wazinski. Yeah, I might buy those calls again. Where are they? I was buying. Man, look at those. Unbelievable, those calls. They closed it up 18 grand yesterday. Yeah, I'm gonna buy these. 10 cents. I'm going to buy 5 of the Jan 3600 calls. I think we get a Christmas rally, man. Winter solstice, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah rally, whatever you want to call it. There you go, Skaggs. He's talking about my birthday, man. It's a whiz birthday rally. Yeah, I'm staying in the short 3450s for now. I think I'm going to be able to trade in and out of these. Come on, get me filled on these. They're already running away from me. Filled. Okay. So good stuff. I mean, it's not like I'm going to super strain my arm to pat ourselves on the back. It's we briefed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Not too much trading except some in and out and stuff like that because and each day we got a little closer to what I believe the truth would be, which was he wasn't going to shock. He's not an idiot, and if he was going to shock, he would have floated it Monday or Tuesday, right? We talked about Hilsenrath and the Wall Street Journal and the Fed Whisperer, and if they're going to do something, they telegraph it. This is Washington. I think the most shocking part of Jerome Powell's press conference yesterday was the fact that he actually said we didn't want to spook the stock market. Did you hear that? I was like, well, he's not even hiding it anymore. He said something about equities. I forget the exact quote. I wanted to find it in the transcript of his speech, but it was essentially like, we're not dumb. We're not going to scare equities. We said this yesterday. I said, what? 75% of Americans own some sort of something in a retirement fund, a 401k, SEP IRA, whatever it is. And he's really going to try and fly this thing slowly and grease a landing. Even though you guys know where we are. We're in the back, man. We're in coach on Spirit with the chickens running around from Haiti, and the engines are on fire, and the captain's still going. I can bring this thing in. He wants to be done the taper by about March-ish, and then I think we're going to get an interest rate raise in June. It was also interesting yesterday hearing him dance around. Can you taper and raise rates if needed? Because we are in the back of Spirit Airlines and we're on fire with the chickens running around. He kind of said, well, it was an interesting answer. Yes, no, and our thing won't let us do this, and the mouse eats the cheese and rocket fires. So this is plural on here. We can move on from the Fed and here's what's funny is, look, what did I tell you yesterday? By tomorrow, we'll still talk about it. By Friday, we won't even remember there was a Fed meeting. This is how quick the market goes. What's next? How many times have I told you, once something is known, it's known? Now we know. What's next? Santa Claus rally. So no, I won't. Let me stay on topic here. But yeah, if they're making money already, those calls are up $500 in 2 minutes because Amazon's starting to run. No, I'm not going to sell any short calls against this one. These will be my they're almost a little bit of a hedge against these short calls right here that are underwater right now to tomorrow. I might trade in and out of them. We'll see. So, but again, let me finish this word right here. Plural. Banks. What did Christine Lagarde say today? Christine Lagarde said, everything great. I don't see raising rates next year. And by the way, if we do, we'll kind of mirror what the Fed does. Did you see that ECB announcement this morning? So she used to run the IMF, right, with Tom Cruise, and then she went over to the ECB. She took over for Mario Draghi. So the ECB, now we have central banks. They are flying formation with each other now. They all cut everything to zero and printed money. Now they're all going to start raising rates and taking away the punch bowl. Not a bad idea. Maybe it's this whole boiled frog thing that if we all kind of are doing this stuff together, we're good. You know, everything, it won't be shocking, right? So this was interesting. All right, so we're done with Jerome, but oh yeah, before I forget, because it's on my list to talk about. I mean, I love Elon Musk, man. Now I love him even more. There you go. There's $1,200 in 7 minutes. Elon Musk called Senator Elizabeth Warren Senator Karen yesterday. It was yeah, I know they raised today, but she was talking about 2022. It was a 25 bip today, 25 basis points, and it was kind of it was expected, but she was talking into the future. I mean, yeah, Bank of England. Not her, the BOE did, but that wasn't too freaky. Okay, so but Senator Karen yesterday, this is awesome. What an ultimate troll. So let's do a little math here. Elizabeth Warren this year or last year, I think the metrics were, she paid $5,000 on $12 million. Somebody explain to me. I'd like to know. I paid a shit pot a lot more than $5,000, and I got a lot less than 12 million bucks. I love how this works. Elon Musk, ladies and gentlemen, is set for this year to pay $15 billion. I forget on how much. I really got to be honest with you. Somebody, let's get rid of the on how much. I really don't care. How about a percentage, folks? The only fair tax, ladies and gentlemen, is a flat tax. I'm sick of this bullshit. There are people in this country who get a refund who don't pay taxes. How do you get money back when you did? Where I'm from in Jersey and South Philadelphia, that's called a bribe. Getting money back and not putting any in is a bribe. My point being is this. She's just as bad as Nancy Pelosi, but Senator Karen, $15 billion. And Musk was taking a flamethrower to her yesterday. Like, and oh, by the way, even if you took all of my money, it would pay for like 3 months of your government operating. It's unbelievable. Where did I find the info on Senator Karen? It was national news, man. Musk, Senator Karen. It was all over Twitter yesterday. Senator Elon Musk calls Elizabeth Warren Senator Karen. It was all over the news yesterday. Big Twitter spat going on, and he just destroyed the woman. Here's what's dangerous, and I saw we trade the markets, and the markets are driven by politics. Period. Yeah, exactly. That was his best response. He said, "Don't spend it all." You know, he's like, "I'm paying 15 billion bucks. Don't spend it all in one place." And then he put ... Actually, you already have. It's gone. 15 billion bucks. So, here's the danger for Democrats. You know who really, really, really likes Elon Musk? Independents. Independents who are American and like watching Yellowstone. You know why Yellowstone is so good? Because it's not woke. It's not gross. It's not your standard ABC, CBS, whatever wokeism, you know, TV show or the commercials that are just completely over the top. I don't even want to get into anymore. People like Elon Musk, independents, no matter how hard the Democrats froth at the mouth and want to punish the guy's success. Oh, well, he got a lot of money from the government to help build stuff. You are the freak shows who are incentivizing him to do what he does. I can't stand when they give Elon Musk shit for using what they're telling him to do. You buy, and if you get rid of your gas guzzling car, we'll give you a tax thing. And if you build a non-gas guzzling car and a cool car, we'll give you tax credits. Okay, cool. I did all that. How dare you do that and use the tax money to do this? Hey, pick your fucking lane of crazy, people. I can't stand these people. Pick your lane of crazy. How dare him use all the stuff given by the taxpayer? That's what you gave, Senator Warren. Read your own green fucking New Deal. I can't stand how hypocritical these people are. They can't pick their lane of crazy. They're nuts. There's no such thing as sexuality and gender's fluid. You see that Penn State swimmer, Steve or Stephanie, whatever her name is, his name is, blowing away like all the world records. Oh, I didn't even break a sweat. And now all the women are like, I've been training my entire life to compete in this sport. And here comes a dude. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. But I tell people to pick their lane of crazy. I mean, feminists have gone so far that they've actually created dudes who come back to be women to beat women. You want to talk? That's the ultimate misogyny. I don't like saying this, but it's actually tongue in cheek. That I see it all now. They're like, well, men are great at everything, apparently, even great at better at being women than women. It's awful. So pick your lane of crazy. How dare Elon Musk use all these tax credits to build his company? You fucking gave them to him. I can't. This country's so stupid. It's run by stupid people. Joe Biden with his dementia, Kamala Harris with her cackling. Those are the people leading this country. And Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin not only are laughing, but they kind of do Zoom calls like, dude, when do you want to do this? Or do you just want to sit back and, eat our popcorn and just kind of have a freaking blast until this all really ends? Yeah, I might. I'm sitting here watching it. I think 30, look at what Amazon does. It moves in its $25 bands. 25, 25, 25, 20. It's Amazon moves in $25 ranges as SPX moves in $5 ranges. That's a good run. What do I tell you happens with Amazon, folks? It has an opening move, and then the rest of the day it does its up and down. So yeah, I might take some profits on this. That's about $1,500 in 15 minutes. Anybody like making $1,500 in 15 minutes? I do. I do. Yeah, I think it's going to give some of that back. It's hitting right around the ceiling of 34.50, which is where my short calls are for tomorrow. Every second that I'm talking to you, we're getting theta. So it could pop through and keep running, but I like trading my Amazon. $1,500. I'll take it. 58.95. Yeah, and then I'll reload. Done. That was 3 months of the hunters. I just gave you 3 months of access to the hunters. Anybody take it? I haven't traded SPX in like months. Amazon's my new SPX. I just sit here and take these shots. Yesterday was like a 9-10 grand day, I think, even with all the movement and stuff. All right, but the Musk thing is just it's what's wrong with our country. We penalize performance now. How dare you become a billionaire, a self-made billionaire, folks? He's not one of the Getty kids. He's not a Rothschild. He's not. He did this. I want my kids to grow up and do something big and successful. It ain't about the money, folks. It's about doing something. It's about being of service to your fellow American, your fellow human being, man. Right? So, yeah, exactly, Carl. It's jealousy. They can't stand him making all that money and not being one of them. Benoit, it was an order to close. Yeah, man. I opened those calls about 15 minutes ago and just buy to open, sell to close. Bought those calls right here, sold them right here, $1,500 live. Yeah, I'll give you the link to that. Top HTTPS colon Top Gun up. The hunters, yeah. No, the lifetime is full. We'll open lifetime memberships Q1 of next year. We're full. Charles he set up his own excuse me, his own trading LLC, and he's wiring his stuff today and then donating to the foundation. I wrote an order to open. What are you talking about, Benoit? Pay attention, man. 17 minutes ago, buy to open 3,600 calls. I just sold to close them 3,600 calls. Buy to open, sell to close. All right. All right, let's move to, so weekly debrief. I don't care about the Fed. It's done. Yesterday, man, it was the most, and Goose did a great job yesterday following like CNBC. For the past 3 days, it was doom and gloom. Excuse me. It was, oh my God, and we're all going to die and we're going to implode and all sorts of crap, wasn't it? And then after the Fed decision came out, Goose nailed it. The whole rest of the day on CNBC was like, yeah, it was all the other cheerleaders. It's so funny. So funny. Remember, whether it's Judge Wapner or Jim Cramer doesn't trade, guys. Trades in a charitable trust, right? It's a blind. So all these CNBC this is what I don't get about Nancy Pelosi. All these CNBC reporters, they have money in a blind. They don't touch it. Why? And here's the difference, folks. When you become an ambassador or the Secretary of Defense, you have to move your shit into a blind trust. But congressmen and senators, since they write the fucking laws, exclude themselves. You all know about Obamacare. I can't believe this country let that happen. You're going to suck on Obamacare. We get to keep our congressional health plans. Why all of us did not have pitchforks and torches and storm D.C., I have no idea. Insurrection whiz, you're a terrorist. Do you not remember that? We are going to keep our congressional health care. Everybody in this country has to suck on Obamacare. What type of people are these? How many times did you see Republicans try to pass a law like, no, we have to do Obamacare too? Defeated. I can't. You guys know when I run for president, not if, I will mandate everybody, including me, the Congress, the Senate, the Secretary of Defense, the Chairman of Joint Chiefs, well, he does anyway, has to use the VA. You want to see our VA get fixed overnight? Congressmen, senators, you're getting VA treatment. John McCain, honorable service as a POW, horrific service as a senator. The VA is fine. You need to stop wanking about it, Wiz. Gets on his G5 and flies to the Mayo Clinic for cancer treatment. Exactly, Goose. Even the military has been moved to Medicare as a primary service when eligible. Yep. Wiz Elon Musk for president. That would be good, man. Me and Elon. Or me and DeSantis. He's a Navy JAG. I'm a fighter pilot, so he'd be my vice president. It's because I know what I'm doing. Wiz, how did you know that was going to happen? Because I know what I'm doing. Took $1,500 in profit in those calls. I'll reload them down here. Of course, now that I said that, it'll rip higher right here. But no, this is how I trade. Let's see, Ken, reload Amazon? Question mark. Nope, not right now. We'll see. When it hits $25 points with airspeed, I reload or I get out. But right now, I'll be looking at my short calls. Okay. I sold 10 of these 3450s to tomorrow. They're underwater right now, but it's tomorrow. What's tomorrow, folks? Take a look at the calendar. Tomorrow is the 17th. Who cares, Wiz? I do. 1, 2, 3. The third Friday of the month is what? Options expiration. The third Friday of the month at the end of a quarter is what? Quad witching. Everything's expiring. Quarterly options, weekly options, daily options, century options, you name it. Everything. So we got a quad witching tomorrow, which can be very, very volatile. Okay, exactly. This is the blast expiration of the year. There's a lot of crazy shit that can go on. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on these short 3450 calls. But let's take a look at a big chart of Amazon. I said this yesterday. I said Amazon. One more time, guys. Explosion, implosion, explosion, implosion, explosion, implosion, explosion, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying. I said we chop maybe a day or two around 30. Look at this, folks. 34.49 is the 50-day. What are we doing today, man? We're sitting right here at the 50. Wiz's prediction for Amazon, we will chop through tomorrow and then this. My price target end of year is 3,800. Just gave it to you. And there's people smarter than me with a lot more money in Amazon who have 4,000. I'm like, dude, I'd love to be wrong. Elon is that Dungeons and Dragons playing nerd from high school who's cool to hang out with. Exactly. All right, here we go. Let's get so Lee, actually, our producer, is driving down tonight. We are meeting tomorrow morning. Actually, tonight, he's one of my best friends, man. Brian Ferguson, call sign Ferg. He and I were instructors together in the F-18. Just a great dude. He's still a Navy captain in the reserves. He was the commanding officer of the adversary squadron out at Top Gun at the Navy fighter at Strike Warfare, Naval Strike Air Warfare Center, NSOC. So he was the skipper of VSC 12. He's on a layover tonight down in Miami, so he's going to try and make it to the Panthers game that we're going to tonight. And then tomorrow morning, Lee and I, the producer and I, are going to meet with Ferg, because Ferg was and is, because there's still military shit going on, the military advisor to Maverick. His exact words were, no, I can say this because he's not doing it, because he was considering doing the medicine. He's like, dude, I can't. I'm a Delta Airlines guy, and I'm a Navy captain in the reserves. I can't. I'm like, that's why we're doing this documentary. You should be able to. He's like, oh, I know. But well, maybe, I'll try and help all that I can and then do it when I can. I'm like, done. So he said, I can get you to Tom. I can get you to Jerry Bruckheimer. I'm like, so we're going to strategy tomorrow morning, how the best way to approach Jerry Bruckheimer and Tom Cruise about this, or Paramount. He's like, I know a bunch of the heavies at Paramount. Could you imagine if Paramount even blinked at this? Because the way we're positioning this is Top Gun came out, Maverick came out 40 years later, whatever it is, 30 years later. No Fallen Heroes is the sequel to Maverick. Because Tom Cruise is, I don't know what happens to him in this movie. I don't think he dies or whatever, but what happens to Tom Cruise after he gets out of the cockpit? Well, maybe we talk about it in our documentary, No Fallen Heroes. Why am I talking about this? Because, folks, I have never been more bullish on something in my entire life. Ever. My bullishness on this stuff makes Amazon look like it's a sell. And I got my Ibogaine shirt on today. What did Ponch share this morning? And Ponch, did anybody respond to this? Let me put it up, the bat signal up. Where's Ponch? So Ponch is the single point of accountability. He's the SPA, single point of accountability, who's kind of in charge of our investor relations task force. We want to find a dude, a lady, a company, a VC firm, whoever, to partner with us on the movie, right? $1.5 million to $2 million, and we can make a disgustingly great documentary followed by the television series No Fallen Heroes Extraction. Does anybody in this room know anybody from Aperion, Artis, Bale, Casa Verde, or OMX Ventures? Anybody in this room know anybody in any of these? Pam, from your lips to God's ears, I am claiming it in the name of Jesus. You got it, Pam. So if anybody knows any of these people, shoot me an email, and I'll get it to Punch, or Punch can post his email here. But because here's the deal, we're going. Punch found a VC firm here in Boca Raton, in God's waiting room, who is investing $300 million into the psychedelic space. So this might be a knock on the door, like, hey man, here's the trailer, here's the pitch deck. Do you want to fund this movie? We're just looking for one, just like the Marines. I'm looking for a few good men. We're looking for a few good investors. And I hate using that term investors, because if we save a couple dudes' lives or women's lives, the investment was worth it. Saving somebody's life is priceless. You want to talk about karma and good things happening? If this movie makes money, if the documentary franchise makes money, great. We're going to use it. I'm throwing my money over the fence to help more dudes and ladies. Those VCs are behind the Delic Series 70 million close. Oh, awesome. But anyway, so yeah, you can reach out to me on your own, but Punch, look at this, folks. Say this with me. Federal agencies want psychedelic research. What? Yesterday, December 15th, 1941, look at this, folks, the National Institute on Drug Abuse, an African, guys, I shit you negative. I don't have to swear. You know me. Got up, got my 8,000 degree shower going, went in my closet. I'm like, my Ibogaine shirt. I haven't seen this since May. Had some coffee, had some fruit, went to my meditation room. I'm sitting out here now because I love being outside, kind of that now. That whole wing is a meditation wing. Was about to get my meditation wing on, and I saw Punch post this. I'm like, what? There's no such thing as coincidence, folks. Nothing. I've seen it. Nope, not firing Amazon yet. Before we get into this, I love people in the background doing the Amazon thing. Become a lifetime member or join the hunters, and you'll see all of it. So look at this. What was it? 10 minutes ago, these short calls were down like 10 grand. Now they're only down 1,500, 1,100. They might be profitable in a couple seconds, and I might close them. But yeah, I will have new calls under the trigger. Take a look at the Amazon chart. It's almost like I know what I'm doing for a living. Pop, drop, pop, drop. I guarantee you it pops again, and it drops again. Isn't this awesome? Most guys our age wear Rogaine shirts, not Ibogaine shirts. Exactly. Andrew, I'm not going to shit you, man. So the vision in my right eye has been going for years. For 4 months after the medicine, completely clear. Why do I say 4 months? Because it came back. It's starting to come back a little bit. But I think that's also because of life stuff. My back, which, flying fighter jets for 15 years, killing me. For about 4 months, fantastic. Now I'm like, oh man, is that coming back? It's fraction. My hair, absolutely fuller since the treatment, and I'm not joking. It's the truth. Even my wife recognized it. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing, man. It's some freaky shit." I almost want to make doing the medicine an annual retreat thing. It really feels to me, and you guys are I'm gonna brief you on all this stuff. It really does feel like maybe it's an annual pilgrimage, man. Maybe I do it around my birthday. Maybe this is my New Year's. This is my birthday every year, man. And you know what? Man, this is creepy. And, maybe God put me on this earth December 31st, the end of the year. You go do your and the next time I do this, I'm actually looking to. I can't believe I'm talking as this shit's going on, because our friend Nicole, she's like, hey, the place, she went to Costa Rica and did Iboga, not the gain, baby. Remember, Ibogaine is a derivative of the root. The root is Iboga, and if Ibogaine is granddad and loves you but kicks the shit out of you because you need it, Ibogaine is your great great grandfather. So, but apparently they're booked like a year out. She's like, the next slots are next December. I said, oh, well, lock those dates down. Maybe, so I'm going to do that. December 31st of next year, I'm going to Costa Rica and I'm doing Iboga. Good question. The difference so Ibogaine is the derivative. They pulled it, they extracted. So Ibogaine has one of the 15 alkalides that Iboga has. Iboga has 15 alkalides, dude. The Ibogaine is less. Dude, you guys know me. It was a fucking 12-hour. You get hit by a truck, but I saw God. I saw my sister. I saw my dad. I saw my future, my past. I thought I got answers. So Iboga is a 3-day, in and out type of thing. And I'm still waiting to get her full debrief because she did Ibogaine down with some folks from TGO with Trevor's place. And then she's like, the Iboga is not even in the same league. I'm like, oh my God. Exactly. Annual Ibogaine versus COVID booster. Karen, I agree with you. Goose, much lower stress level, heart rate, and peace. I'm thinking that allows the body to heal since the body's VIX level is lower. You got it, man. Guys, I'm telling you, yeah, you could have pulled the trigger. I don't know. I need to see a stronger bounce off these $25 things. Sometimes you get a little bit of a head. I use 4 minutes. I'm on a 2-minute chart. I use 4 minutes. After 4 minutes is usually where you see the move. So we could see lower. Join the hunters, see the world. Join the hunters, see my Amazon. But let's go back to this, guys. Let's go. And the first paragraph is wrong. An African plant used by indigenous peoples in rites of passage contains the substance ibogaine. Wrong. The root is iboga. We pull the ibogaine out of it, so I already fixed it. But the NIDA is taking notice and working with a big pharmaceutical startup to figure out exactly how ibogaine is. Did everybody watch the movie Dosed? Trevor's in it. If you want to meet Trevor, he did a webinar with us, a couple months ago. A bunch of folks, a bunch of TGO folks have gone through Trevor. I went through Martine. There's the movie. I strongly recommend you watch this. This woman, this just horrific heroin addict. Ibogaine. So which would you choose? That or that? And again, guys, you know me well enough by now. Unless you're brand new and you came from Mars and don't know me, 5 years ago, me would punch me in the face right now. Like, who are you? But that's why that dude's dead. I think Martine, just Google it. I don't know if it's on Netflix or Amazon Prime. I've watched it. I forget which one I watched it on. Let's go back. The healing power of Ibogaine has been a story whispered and occasionally shouted. I love it. Look at the first. I didn't know this was me until Lee told me. He's like, dude, that's you on the first. I'm like, I wasn't yelling. He's like, no, I just had a profile picture of you. I'm like, that. And I got wrinkles, man. I look old. How vain can you be, Wiz? But that's a horrible picture. Anyway, and shouted. And occasionally shouted. I have shouted by individuals in recovery from drug and alcohol addiction. Guys, that wasn't me. I mean, I was a drinker, and now I'm not. Right? It's gone in and cleaned. It was a Control Alt Delete for me. I've read a bunch of stuff, and it's so funny. I laugh about this, guys, because if I had done pre-research, I would have been like, I'm not doing this. That's fucking crazy. I still would have done it. But God worked in mysterious ways. I met with Amber and Marcus here in Boca, gave them a big check to help more SEALs out. And they're like, dude, what are you doing in a couple weeks? You want to go do it? I'm like, sure. But the studies that I'm reading now and all the research that I'm digging into, yeah, there you go. If you reloaded, good for you. It cures all sorts of addiction. There's people with like sex addiction. There's people, you name the addiction, man. It goes in, man. I told you. I saw. No, I'm not gonna. If I miss one of these runs, I don't chase it. There's a lot of people with a lot of stuff who get it wiped out. I actually have a PET or whatever it's called scan scheduled. I forgot to do this last time. I'm not doing for all the folks going forward through No Fallen Heroes, the movie or the intervention series. I'm strongly recommending a brain scan. I saw Marcus Capone's, man. Gray, black, splotchy. He had his VA brain scans, and the VA doctor's like, dude, here's more meds. And he's like, Amber's like, he's going to die. He's going to kill himself. 3 months after the Ibogaine, folks, you look at his brain scan side by side, you think it's a joke. You think it's Photoshop. Trust the man with my life. He's like, dude, look. He showed me that in the restaurant. That's why I'm like, I don't think I'm that fucked up, but I'll take it. The late, I don't know who this is. The late Howard Lotzov, a former heroin user who became one of Ibogaine's biggest advocates, was initially looking to get stoned when he tried Ibogaine. Let me repeat this, guys. This is not fun. That's what's funny. Like, it's a Schedule I drug in America. I'm like, you're not taking Ibogaine and going out in Miami or Vegas. You need help getting up to go to the bathroom. I didn't. I was terrified of moving. One of the biggest decisions I made in my life was rolling on my side at like the 8-hour point. I'm like, and I remember the nurses the next day, they're like, yeah, we were kind of proud of you. Like, you actually moved. JT got up to try and go. I mean, it was there. It sounded like combat in our church. I call that room our church. I mean, guys were purging. I'm like lying there going, God, are you going to fucking beat the shit out of me out of the blue? Please. This is too good right now. Don't hurt me. So, don't know what's going to happen this time. The plan backfired, however, when the substance ended up relieving Lotzov of his addiction permanently. The next thing I knew, he told the New York Times, I was straight. He began a foundation hoping to develop Ibogaine as a med to decimate information about chemical dependence. 30 addicts from around the world, 2/3 of whom stopped using drugs for periods ranging from 4 months to 4 years. So if you read this and go, well, then it failed eventually. It didn't fail eventually. We failed. I'm telling you, man, my integration, my first 30 days, it's a good 90 days to look at your integration. My first 30 days, I'd be at a stoplight and I'd start crying because of the beauty of the world, the damn stoplight. I'd be like, that's just fucking cool. Look at that thing. Green, yellow, red, beep. Oh, sorry. Why are you beeping, man? It's all. So 30 days was great. Then the next 30 days was like, why isn't everybody happy? Why isn't this world? Why is that homeless guy homeless? Here's a sample. So it was up, it was down, and then the last 30 days were kind of level. The integration with this medicine is critical. I wrote that down on site when Doc Martine and Cynthia told me. They're like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm completely fixed. They're like, 5% is on site. 5% is the medicine. 95% is the integration. For example, big bold letters at the top of the manual. Do not go back to old habits. I didn't for like 45 days. And then I started sliding into some old shit. I'm like, because when I said I'm considering doing the medicine again, somebody's like, oh, it didn't work. I'm like, no, it did. I didn't. It says to avoid old habits. So I guarantee you some of these people that if you go back to your crack house or to the people that are, it's going to be rough. The medicine worked. You didn't. That's the difference. Taking the trip out of tripping. One reason some who live with the problematic drug use haven't taken Ibogaine is that the substance can be produce powerful, disorienting, terrifying, and even ego-destroying hallucinogenic phenomena. If I had read this sentence before I went down to do it, this would terrify me. I don't like that sentence, right? So it can. I agree with the sentence, folks. It can produce all that stuff, and it can also do the exact opposite. I haven't read this article. I'm reading this with you right now. I want to see if they clean that up. Nope, it doesn't look like it. So I don't like this article yet. But the pharmaceuticals, based in Mass, has made it their mission to create chemical clone of Ibogaine that works just as well as the original to treat opioid dependency. So let me tell you something, folks. This is good because here's the problem with Iboga. The government of Gabon and the other country are like making it an endangered plant. All these, these people, let me share this article with you. This is a really good article in the LA Times about how this stuff is hip and trending now, and this couple that they detail. I don't like this. Read this article. I'm going to tell you I don't like it. I'm here to save veteran lives. I'm here to save regular American lives. These people in Los Angeles, I'm not digging this. It's already starting. Read that article. Okay, read that article. But I like this that they're trying to fix having to use the actual route. It's endangered, man. People are flying into Gabon and digging it all up and flying back to LA to become a shaman or something like that. That ain't me, man. Same thing with the toad. People are going to Arizona, New Mexico, northern Mexico, the Baja region, and freaking stealing all the toads, man, and making them an endangered species. Leave it to God to put the right amount on this planet and people to go try and corner the market on it. So I actually did synthetic 5-MeO DMT when I did my treatment. I didn't do the direct toad because doc's like, we're trying to conserve it, man, until we can figure out. Maybe that's the good thing about medicine is modern medicine is God gave us the ladies, the men doctors to try and make synthetic this because he knew we're going to go nuts and destroy what he gave us. It gave us. The chemical clone, Delix 7. So here you go, guys. So the whole, when people were like, well, the drug companies won't ever let this happen. Well, maybe they will if they start making it, right? We'll get rid of their Prozac. They'll get rid of all their Ambiens in this. They'll get rid of the 10 medicines that Marcus was on, and maybe you only have to take one. It might help the brains of drug users to make new connections, learn novel ways to get out. Yeah, so each neuron, what do you have, like 10 billion neurons in your brain or whatever it is, and then each one of those is like a kabillion subneurons. Guys, I almost like saw this. The medicine going in and cleaning all of that shit out, man. Capture the imagination of the scientific community and funding. Hey, Ponch, I think this is so. Ponch is just, first of all, he's a great fucking American, but the fact that he's finding this shit, and then this is great. We pick up the phone, we call him and say, hey, man, do you want to partner with our movie? You got 5 former fighter pilots going to do Ibogaine, and we're going to show the world this. 85 billion plus. What's that, Ponch? I stopped by this truck stop here in Indiana, and there were people out in the field walking around. I asked the person, someone said they were looking for magic mushrooms planted out there. No shit, Ponch. That's fantastic. Lieutenant General Steele. Ponch's so God put Ponch in this role perfectly, man, because he's on the DOD side of the fence, right? He's holding space for us doing the medicine as he's still wearing the uniform at the DOD, going, we're looking into this stuff. So this project, guys, man, I can't even tell you how fucking crazy I am. What's this have to do with investing? Great question, Wiz. Everything. Now, I gave Karen this brief a little while ago because I think she missed a brief a little while ago when I say this. Listen to me. Atai, Compass, Cybin, MindMed, Numinous, Celos. So right now in the psychedelic space, good for you. It did do that. See what to do? It did the $25 whiz move ish. Yeah, you can. This is what I do, guys. Actually, I live. I do yoga. I work out. My son's home from Norwich. We're going to go surfing later. We got the Panthers game. But for an hour before one of these briefs and an hour after, if I'm sitting here with you guys or with my investment clubs, I shoot these. Bang, 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 bang. So good job. If you can do that in the webinar while I'm here, I love it, man. Anyway, so it's with the psychedelic space, folks. It's $19.99, and let's party like it's $19.99. I liked Prince. I had to go through my initial like, oh, I like Prince. Let's party like it's $19.99. What do I mean by that? On your screen right now, folks, is Netscape, Amazon, Google, and Pets.com. Does everybody get this analogy? What do I mean by that? I have no idea on this screen between a tie comp between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's more names in this. Which one is going to be the Amazon and which one's going to be the pets.com? I don't know. Do you want to gamble and just pick one of these? You could do that, folks. You could make your own ETF right now. Wiz, I'm going to buy shares in each one of these. Good on you. Or you could do what? You could do what Uncle Wiz did and bought 2,000 shares of SIL. PSIL. PSIL Holdings. It was right there. I didn't need to click on it. Top 20, let's just go with the top 10. Compass, Atai, Field Trip Health, MindMed, Cybin, and Numinous. Done. Why? You can go make your own ETF or not. Wiz, I think Compass and MindMed are the big ones. Trevor worked at MindMed. Trevor was an executive at MindMed. I got a good debrief on Trevor and his MindMed stuff. I do, and Atai. I like these names. I like Compass, Field Trip, MindMed. I think Compass might be and Atai. Let's go look. Have options. Cheating. Let me take a look at that. Edward, check out SciBF in the space. Yep, there's a couple ETFs, folks. I covered them a couple weeks ago. Let me bring up what Cheatin just. I didn't see this one, man. It is on the Microdose site. Good for you. Cheatin's doing some good work in the background here. Nope, I would not reload yet. You got to wait the 4 minutes. So the big leg down here, you know. And look, my short calls, folks. My short calls when we started this brief out to tomorrow were down like 20 grand. They're up 24 right now. I mean, they're flat, but look at that. That's how quickly this shit moves around. So, no, I'm gonna stay in them for now. But I'm glad you're watching. I mean, I could take my $100 profit right now, $200, but I'm not. I'm gonna sit here and watch a little bit. Yeah. I might roll these up to. I might close these if these make a grand or two. If we get a little bit of a meltdown in Amazon the rest of the day, I might close them and open some 34.75s to tomorrow. It's expert. Let me stay in AR, folks, and then we'll close with Amazon. Shameless plug. Join Hunters, and you get all the Amazon stuff. It's not shameless. Psychedelic Market Leaders Index. PML tracks the 30 largest publicly psychedelic companies by market cap. Good for you, Cheatin. Atai, MindMed, never heard of it, just heard of it. Compass is down here. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'll give you this link. Guys, we're in AR. We went over by 3 minutes, but I'm going to keep going a little bit. Because this is where volume actives, price volume actives, price gainers, price decliner. Okay, oh, this is good, man. Nice find. Let me slide this over to something that I'm going to talk about. Let me close that. Close that. I'm going to move this one over to the psychedelic area of my brief. What was this? Oh, the Capitol Hill stuff. That's funny. I'm going to keep that up too. I can believe they shut down the Nancy Pelosi portfolio tracker. Uh-oh, something's going on with Amazon. So, guys, look at this. A $27,000 swing in those short calls. They're up 3 grand right now. I don't know what's going on in Amazon. Is there any story today? I'm taking profits on these. $3,300. Looks like it's once at 3,400. I'm going to take the profit just in case it decides to run again, but I'm going to reload on those short calls. So I think live in front of you, we've done what, about 35, 15, $5, $6, $7,000 in Amazon profitable trades, opened and closed live. Okay. Let's go over to here. So I got SIL. I got 2,000 shares of SIL. It doesn't trade a lot. It's, I just threw this on here to throw it on here because people are like, you don't believe in the space. I'm like, guys, I traded MindMed for a couple months. I traded some Compass, and every once in a while, and they had nice pops, and I took some profits. I am long-term. We're in AR. The only place I am super long-term bullish is the psychedelic space, period. ATAI. Whoa, 15% today. Nice move. It's a move off the bottom. How long has this company been around? It's not a good looking chart, guys. But remember, I'm telling you, this is 1999. I don't know, which one of these is going to be the winner. I don't think anybody does either. Okay, so if you want to do some AR homework, this is what you do. You jump in your jet, you fly out to the future, and you do some synthetic stock, or just buy some calls out into the future. Amazon's starting to turn around. Let me definitely take profit on these. I didn't get filled. $1,600. I'll take it. I think it's starting to do a little run here. And I always got to men lie, numbers don't. So, correction. Nobody's gone broke taking a profit. 1,600, 1,600. 1,600 and then 1,600. So I don't want to rush it. I don't want to sit here and rush it like a synthetic stock or something like that. But here's what you do. Why don't you do this for the new folks? Watch the synthetic stock long call diagonal brief over the weekend. Let's talk about this next week. I want some time, and I also have a couple calls over the weekend. Well, no, I don't want to. Let's. There is. Yeah, I have a couple calls. Let me. Let's table this until next week. But since we're our own little hedge fund here, folks, why don't you do your own research, right? Don't listen to me, man. I tell you, I don't give investment advice. I'm not a registered investment advisor, not a broker dealer. You're getting the eavesdrop on what I'm doing. And then over here in our investment clubs, you can see what everybody's doing. Why don't you do some research in this space? Read this article. This is funny. No, it's not. It's not funny. This is this is typical Los Angeles. I don't like what's going on with this. But you need situational awareness. That's what we'll do. You got a week. This time next week, we will we'll get into the psychedelic space. I'm already in here. I might add to it. I should know by next week a little bit more about some of these specific names. That's how I'll leave it. How about I say it like that? Oh, good question. I forgot about that. Next week is the Chris. Well, it'll be a normal week. I mean, the 23rd is the 23rd. I think we'll do a normal week, unless anybody's got some pain about doing that. I'm here. Son's home. Got all my ducks at home. I got no problem. Yeah, if it feels like it's going to slam, I'd reload those 3450 calls. Yeah, if this is going to be a big leg down, I'll re-enter those 3450. So I'm not doing it. Yeah, and the market on New Year's Eve, I'm sorry, Christmas Eve is a half day exactly, but we don't do anything on Fridays anyway. So let's just plan on a normal week next week. Sound cool? All right, guys. Good stuff, man. We covered a lot of ground today. Good brief. Good week. We nailed it, guys, and we also nailed Amazon. I told you down here. If you had bought those calls we covered live when I bought them, they closed yesterday at $17,500. You could have made, and that was only on how much? So to make 17 and a half yesterday, it would have cost buy five. I bought five of these 5 times 34. It was like, no, that doesn't make sense. Bought five. No, that makes sense. I bought five of these 3,600 calls at 34 bucks a piece, and they essentially they closed yesterday at like $68 or something like that. So they doubled. Those calls doubled in value yesterday. So we had some good time. Great week. What a fun week. Hopefully you learned a lot this week. And one of the big things you learned this week is what? Don't trade if you don't have to. This whole week, Monday, solo Amazon, Tuesday, primary, yesterday was the Fed. I did what? Sit on your hands. You're welcome, Steve. Yeah, I didn't take that one. I told you I wasn't taking that one, but I briefed it for you. God bless you, man. How many of you did the VXX trade from yesterday? I covered that as a potential weekly options trade. Remember, all the trades that I cover, I don't necessarily do on my own, and I tell you that but that was a good call. This is the lesson learned from this week. We learned this with the Brexit. We learned this with everything. A government shutdown. We learned this with everything. We relearn it. Once something is known, it's known. I told you yesterday. No, even I said the worst case scenario, 10% is Jerome Powell comes out this afternoon and goes nuts, raising rates, and that's a 10% chance. You're saying there's a chance. Yeah. But barring that, I said volatility will crush tomorrow because once something is known, it's known. Good. All right. Well, a bunch of you did. Awesome. That's what I'm here to do, is to train you to do this type of stuff, to make independent fighter decisions, to make independent trading decisions. And I'm glad you did. Good for you. Go out and buy some Christmas presents. I would love it. I would say, yeah, send me a bottle of Macallan. No, thank you. I just don't need it. Don't want it. And I'm good. I love my life, man. Everything is fantastic. Everything's okay, always okay. Yep, a little bit of a leg down here. We'll see. But learn Amazon, man. I'll teach you how to trade Amazon in our investment clubs. It likes these $25 ranges, man, and it's like sitting here shooting fish in a barrel. It's fun, and it's profitable, potentially profitable, man. Amazon rises from the grave, folks. It doesn't stay down for too long. It's fun doing all that stuff. So. All right, guys, good stuff. I'll get this replay posted shortly. We'll have some big updates. We might even have a trailer next week for our No Fallen Heroes project. No, not promising anything, but it's from what Lee's not showing me any of it. He and his team are working, and they're being quiet to me. Why am I down right now? What's Tesla doing? Oh boy. Well, I sold. That's what's down in my account today. I sold 2 of the 955s yesterday. Those are up. What's it at? 937. Tesla's getting hammered. So there's your Fed rally, and it's back down. I might close these calls. What 955s are up $1,300. That's weird. And Amazon's starting to roll over. I might resell these 50s here. Looks like the market's taking a little bit of a breather. Sell 10. And I briefed this. I said I expect it to consolidate. We're not going straight up from here. I think we're going to take a day or two to wallow around. We got big OPEX expires big OPEX tomorrow. I think this is to be expected. Yeah, let's go take a look at it. Amazon is kind of bouncing around the 50. Anytime, it usually, if it bounces around a 50, it usually heads higher. Each one of these, head higher, head higher, head higher, rip higher, bounce and head higher. It's the left side of a chart, but guess what? This is a pretty damn consistent implosion, explosion, implosion, explosion. It's a heart rate monitor, folks. It could do this and die. I don't think it will. I just told you 3,800 by my birthday. So I'm gonna trade it like that. Yeah, the link's in the chat box, but it's right here. It's only $4.97 a month, folks. In this brief, I think I traded about $5,000-6,000 worth of profitable Amazon trades. Essentially a year of the Hunters membership. So, yeah, I always get that wrong. Like, was it Thanksgiving or Chris? I always get my Friday half day or closed. It's closed on Christmas Eve. You're right, Dennis. Thank you for pointing that out. No, it's closed. If you want to be one of the first 5 for next quarter, shoot me an email. Wiz, WHIZ at Top Gun Options. So no more lifetime members. Charles wanted to set up. He's from outside Philly. He wanted to set up an LLC to trade through. He's our last lifetime member for this quarter. So we slow and steady. This is the best hedge fund I've ever seen in 31 years, man. Why? Because we trade our own money, our individual money. It's not all thrown into a pot. These 142 people give a shit about them. They care about each other, obviously, but it's good stuff. So yeah, I can shoot you the details of it now, but we're gonna keep it. I don't know. I'm still doing my 2022 strategic planning. So sometime in the first quarter, we will open lifetime memberships again. So, but if you kind of send me an email, I'll write you down on my documents, which are my kneeboard cards. All right, guys, I got to go. Sorry I went long. We had a lot to cover, a lot to debrief, the Fed, and good stuff. Very happy, man. Very happy with you guys. I'm very grateful for everything. Grateful to be alive. Grateful to spread the word and help people out, man. Okay. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. God bless. Namaste. See you next week.